Live from Batavia, New York, it's time for Elmira Pioneers baseball, as tonight your Pioneers have hit the road to take on the Batavia Muckdogs. Good evening, everybody. For the Pioneers Baseball Network, I'm Farrell Hudson. We'll have all your live coverage tonight as the Pios go for win number 2 in 5 ball games on the season against Batavia. Let's get to your Pioneers starting lineup tonight. It'll be Aiden Grabowski, the shortstop, to lead things off. Ty Martineau, the DH, will bat second. TJ Gramesti doing the catching, bats third. Brett Baker, the center fielder, will clean up. Brandon Dubek, the EH, bats 5th. Michael Palmer at first base, bats 6th. Andrew Hartman, the right fielder, will bat 7th. John Simmons, the third baseman, will bat 8th. Ben Rohde, the left fielder, will bat 9th, and rounding out the batting order is Brendan Hammer. They'll be going up against the right-hander Pablo Sainz for the Batavia Muckdogs. For Sainz on the season so far, he's been towards the top in terms of averaging for the Muckdogs in terms of innings pitched. 20 innings. He's 0-2, but with a 4.05 ERA. He's making his 6th start, 7th appearance on the season. He's given up 21 hits in 20 innings of work, 9 earned runs, 8 walks, and 11 strikeouts, 2 extra base hits, pitching to an opposing batting average of .273. Pioneers would like to get the offensive engine turning. .256 collective batting average, going up against a Batavia team that can hit the tar off the baseball. 227 runs in Batavia's opening 30 games. Pioneers have played 30 games as well. Batavia with a .291 batting average, .407 on-base percentage, .364 slug percentage, and you look at a lot of their numbers. Second in the PGCBL in hits with 290. They're third in extra base hits, 52 doubles, 9 triples, 13th in homers, only 1 on the season, and towards the top of the batting order, though, with everything. Second in the batting average, 5th in on-base percentage, 5th in slugging percentage, and 1st in earned run average. So this is a Batavia team that they have that winning pedigree. 34-8 record last year across the regular season, now 29-1 to begin this season. Nice crowd on hand on this beautiful Friday evening from Batavia, New York. We're glad he could join us here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network, and a great night here as they're honoring in Batavia survivors of cancer, and just a life-changing disease that touches so many. And despite the Pioneers being rivals with the Muckdogs, there are some things just far bigger than baseball, and that is especially one of them. And great to see a lot of the loyal Batavia Muckdog fans, season ticket holders, and general people of Genesee County being honored tonight for their contributions not only to the Muckdogs organization, but surviving what's such a deadly disease that touches so many. So beautiful night for baseball. We'll get you set. We'll have all your coverage tonight as Pablo Sainz making his warm-up tosses. We mentioned Pablo Sainz. We spoke about the Pioneers starting lineup. Let's get to the Batavia Muckdogs defense. Left to right in the outfield, it's Sean Mindus in left. Tyler Castrotero in center. Braden Horton is over in right. Jackson Inman at third base. Brian Fry is the shortstop. Caleb Walker at second. James Bolton over at first doing the catching tonight. As usual, Cooper Fesh behind the plate for Pablo Sainz. So Aiden Grabowski gets set to come to the plate on just a picturesque night in Batavia. Sun's out, barely a cloud in the sky. Pioneers will begin their first of 5 ball games this weekend. Getting to important crunch time. Elmira 2 games back of the last playoff spot in the PGCBL West Division. That belongs to the Auburn Doubledays, and you talk about catching up to some teams. Muckdogs 1-2 against Pioneers, shall I say, in 5th place. 1-2 against 3rd place Jamestown. 1-3 against the 1st place Muckdogs. 1-3-1 as well against the Auburn Doubledays. So it's Grabowski to lead off, and he takes a fastball inside, 1-0 count. 6:51 p.m. start time. 1-0. Hit on the ground to third. Handling it is Inman. The throw across the diamond in time to retire Grabowski, 1 away. So a strong start for Sainz. 1 out on 2 pitches in the top of the first. And that brings up the left-handed hitting Ty Martineau. Ty on the season batting .276. Across 21 ball games, he's gotten the start in 16. .391 on-base percentage for the sophomore out of Flagler College. Jacksonville, Florida native. In against the righty Sainz in the first pitch. Strays off the outside corner. 1-0 to Martineau. It's Grabowski who grounded out. Martineau and TJ Gramesti, top 3 in the order for Elmira here in the visitors' half of the first inning against Pablo Sainz. Called strike over the outside corner. Nice breaking ball on the back door from the Batavia starter. 1-1 the count. Just underway here in Batavia. 5th matchup of the season between the Pioneers and the Muckdogs. Martineau chops one on the ground to second. On 2 hops, it's Walker. To first in time, out number 2. So 2 quick outs on 4 pitches for the right-hander Scenes. And with the bases empty, that'll bring up TJ Grimesti. 383 average for the lone Elmira Pioneer All-Star in 2025. Now, you could certainly make the argument for a guy like a Cooper Smith. Played in 18 ball games so far this season, a .327 batting average. He's battled through injuries. Aiden Grabowski, you know what kind of impact he's had. A consistent .308 batting average and arguably one of the best defenders in the entire PGCBL. Pioneers have some true star power in this lineup. They'll look to execute on that tonight. Fastball inside corner from Scenes, and we're level at a ball and a strike. For Grimesti, he hit another homer on Wednesday night, an absolute tape measure shot to deep left field against the Pilots in an 8-3 victory over Newark. As Grimesti takes the breaking ball outside, 2-1 the count. For TJ, 2 homers, 18 RBIs on the season, 11 extra base hits. A whopping OPS at .1078. As Grimesti hits one on the ground, just foul inside third down the left field line. So 2-2 the count. Bases empty, 2 outs, top of the first. No score between Elmira and Batavia.
This is the kind of situation that
Grimesti getting a good piece there of Scenes' fastball. He was ahead in the count after watching 2 breaking balls. 8 pitches for Scenes here in the top of the first. 4 balls, 4 strikes. Looking to retire Grimesti to complete a clean inning. Fastball just inside. Good idea from the Batavia right-hander. Grimesti, an even wiser take, and the count runs full. Scenes comes set, middle of the rubber. Fires 3-2 inside for ball 4. So, good plate protection by Grimesti. He battles with the count full, draws a walk. Pioneers have their first base runner of the ball game. 2 outs in the top of the first for Brett Baker. Baker's had quite the impact so far. We mentioned it. He made his debut for Elmira 13 days ago here at Dwyer Stadium. A .423 batting average across 9 ball games, 6 starts, predominantly at the center field position. As Scenes fires out of the stretch, ball 1. Right now for Brett Baker, an 1108 OPS in his opening 9 ball games as a Pioneer. Takes a fastball well spotted at the knees from Scenes for a called strike 1. So the count levels with 2 outs. Grimesti, good speed off of first. He's tied for the team lead in stolen bases with Aiden Grabowski. Both have 13 on the season. As TJ extends his lead off the bag, out of the stretch position, a chopper right back to the mound from Baker. Scenes handles it, underhand flip to first in time to conclude the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base for Elmira. Halfway through the first, no score on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Dwyer Stadium as we get you set for the bottom of the first inning of action. Garrett Rochon has taken the mound for the Pioneers, which means let's take a look at the Batavia Muckdogs starting lineup. Tyler Castrotero, you've seen him a lot at the shortstop position this year. He's manning center field tonight. Braden Horton in right field will bat second. Sean Mindus in left field will bat third. Cooper Fesh cleaning up doing the catching. Jackson Inman at third base will bat fifth. Omar Carreras, the extra hitter, will bat sixth. Kyle Vaughn, the designated hitter, making his Batavia Muckdogs debut, will bat seventh. Brian Fry, the shortstop and local native, will bat eighth. James Bolton out of SUNY Corton bats ninth and plays first base. And Caleb Walker, the second baseman, rounding out the Batavia Muckdogs batting order. It's Garrett Rochon, the right-hander, to take the mound for the Pioneers. Rochon's last appearance came against Geneva on Tuesday evening. 2 innings of scoreless relief work as he dealt 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Lost a little bit of the zone nonetheless. Pitching to a very low ERA, a very formidable season for him. A 2.81 ERA, 2-1 across 7 appearances. He's making his 5th start, 8th appearance. Leads the Pioneers pitching staff with 25 2/3 innings of work for a reliever/starter. Bobby Boeing, the team leader, with 30-plus innings pitched. For Rochon, 14 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned. Walks a bit high at 21, 25 strikeouts in 25 innings, pitching to an opposing batting average of 154. Let's take a look at the Pioneers' defense, left to right in the outfield. Ben Rohde gets the start in left, Brett Baker in center, Andrew Hartman's over in right, John Simmons at third, Aiden Grabowski the shortstop, Brendan Hammer at second base, and Michael Palmer is over at first. TJ Gramesti behind the plate tonight doing the catching for Garrett Rochon. So here comes Tyler Castrotero, the Mahopac, New York native, and first year out of Hofstra University, making his debut season with the Batavia Muckdogs. First pitch from Rochon is a fastball high, want to know the count. Castrotero batting .333 on the season. He's gotten the start in 28 of 30 ball games he's appeared in. A team leading 32 hits for him, .455 on base percentage. Simmons even with the bag at third, nobody out. Fastball outside corner from Rochon is a called strike one. A good top of the first for Pablo Sainz. Gets 2 grounders off the bat of Grabowski and Martineau. Gramesti then walks on a full count. Brett Baker chops back to the mound to conclude the inning. 1-1 fastball misses just a bit high from Rochon, 2-1. Castrotero splitting time between shortstop and center field, a .941 field percentage between both positions. Swing and a miss there. Good fastball at the bottom of the zone from Rochon. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Castrotero steps down, adjusts his batting gloves, and gets ready to dig back in. Rochon looking for his ender on the Batavia leadoff hitter. Just underway. Here, home half of the first, no score from Dwyer Stadium. 2-2 with nobody out. Fastball poked foul. Castrotero working a quality at-bat to lead off first Rochon. And after Castrotero, it's Braden Horton, who's had himself quite the season. We'll get to Horton when he comes to the plate. For now, it's a 2-2 with nobody out. Garrett kicks and fires, breaking ball high. Castrotero had to duck out of the way. It's a full count with nobody out. Pioneers have had really solid bullpen pitchers all season. Garrett Rochon being one of them. Third on the Pios in ERA behind Andrew Roxby and Casey Julkowski. Deals a payoff pitch here, and it's high and inside. Castrotero walks for ball 4. So for Castrotero, that's walk number 16 on the season. He'll improve upon that on base percentage, and a bit of a danger zone for Rochon. We mentioned a couple high walks for him on the season. That's now walk number 22 in 25 1/3 innings of work. Here comes the left-handed hitting Braden Horton with nobody out and a runner on. 324 average for Horton across 22 games, 23 hits, 10 extra base hits, and 12 RBIs. Cousin of Elmira Pioneers right-hander Luke Horton, both out of Sayre, Pennsylvania. Horton, spending his time as a Boomer Sooner, was also teammates, or now former teammates, with Elmira Pioneers third baseman John Simmons when both shared a diamond at Liberty University in Virginia. Rochon, from the right side of the rubber, fires outside for ball 1. Castrotero leads off of first. He leads the Muckdogs in stolen bases with 10. Look to keep an eye and see if he tests the arm of TJ Gramesti, who got the start behind the plate in the June 28th game. Hosed 2 base runners in the bottom of the first because, of course, TJ Gramesti did. That's been his strong suit, one of his many strong suits all season, as Roshan fires a fastball high. 2-0 the count quickly on Braden Horton. So 7 pitches to walk the leadoff man, Castrotero. Has taken off for second. Grimesti fires down, tag applied, not in time. A stolen base for Castrotero, his team leading 11th on the season, as he moves into scoring position with nobody out. A 3-0 count on Braden Horton.
You saw the throw from TJ Grimesti from behind the plate.
Pioneers want to avoid that tough start against the Muckdogs. Batavia has gotten out often and early. Last time out against the Pioneers, scored in the bottom of the first. Elmira has never had the lead to begin the ball game in 4 games against Batavia this season, so certainly something they want to work on, as Roshan fires a 4-pitch walk to Horton. 2 walks to begin the ball game for Garrett, as Castrotero will be off a second. Horton off a first with nobody out, and here comes the right-handed hitting left fielder and Sean Mindus. Mindus batting .426 on the season across 17 games, 26 hits, an extra base hit, and 15 RBIs. Third on the Muckdogs in RBIs. He's trailing Jackson Inman, Tyler Castrotero, and the team leading Justin Espinal. Pioneers will avoid Espinal tonight. He's not in the starting lineup for Batavia. Espinal serving in that power void. He's got the lone homer on the season, plus 5 extra base hits for Batavia. So Castrotero, a bit of a tough slide into second base, and that's why the Batavia medical staff is out checking on him, as well as Joey Skip Martinez, the manager, manning the third base coaching box. So runners on first and second for the Muckdogs. Nobody out. It's Mindus in from the right side against the righty Roshan. Outfield remains at medium depth, middle infield at double play depth. Simmons about 5 feet behind the bag at third base, and Michael Palmer is even with the bag at first. He'll now crash in anticipation of a potential bunt. Mindus, a really strong start to his season. 957 OPS as Roshan turns and fires, peaks at Castrotero.
Walk-off single to beat the Ironbacks, but also scored the tying run with his legs. He got a base hit to get him for it.
Roshan, a look at Castrotero off the second. First offering to Mindus. Fastball hit on the ground. John Simmons, a nice pick at third. Goes to second, hammer one. On to first. It's a double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Garrett Roshan. 1 pitch and 2 outs now in the bottom of the first. So Castrotero gets to third on the 5-4-3 double play, that is. 2 outs, but Batavia's first run of the ball game is now 90 feet away for the catcher, Cooper Fesh. Fesh out of Keystone College, digging in from the left side against Roshan, who fires a fastball high and away for ball 1. Fesh on the season batting .367, 29 hits, 5 extra base hits, and 10 RBIs. Roshan looking to get out of the bottom of the first unscathed. Fastball just off the plate, 2-0. Grimesti was setting up inside, had to reach across the outside corner.
There's so many big name stars in this lineup. It's easy. Let Fesh go under the radar. Watch the season.
2-0 fastball high and away. Roshan now in danger of issuing his third walk at the bottom of the first. Again, as we alluded to, Roshan 5 walks against Geneva. Lucky that he didn't get touched up in Tuesday night's game, the 13-5 victory for the Pioneers at Dunfield. 3-0, fastball high and away for ball 4. Second 4-pitch walk in the inning by Roshan. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. It'll be Fesh off of first, Castrotero off of third, and it'll bring up the left-handed hitting Jackson Inman, getting the start at third base for the Muckdogs tonight. 4th highest batting average of any Batavia Muckdog. Inman has appeared in 23 games, gotten the start in all 23, primarily at the third base position. 24 hits, 9 extra base hits, and 17 RBIs. Relatively formidable .429 on base percentage. Righty and lefty matchup, Roshan fires, and the fastball dribbled foul, first base side, 0-1.
Saw the power last night. 1, 2 for 4 with the double.
Roshan from the right side of the rubber. Medium-sized lead for Fesh off first with 2 outs. Garrett fires. Breaking ball inside corner for a called strike 2. Nice pitch there from Roshan. 0-2 the count on Inman with 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Batavia. No score here in the bottom of the first. 0-2 with 2 outs. Line drive back up the middle into center field for a base hit. A run comes in to score. That's Castrotero on the RBI single off the bat of Jackson Inman. And Batavia is ahead 1-0. So for Inman on the season, that's RBI number 18, now in sole possession of second place ahead of Tyler Castrotero. As the aforementioned Castrotero crosses the plate. First hit of the inning for Batavia, and the walks proved to be costly for Roshan. A run here in the bottom of the first for the Muckdogs, ahead by 1. Here comes the right-handed hitting Omar Carreras with 2 outs. First offering from Roshan is a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Grimesti. Want to know the count. Roshan comes set. Look at second. Fires a 1-0. Fastball off the plate. 2-0. Pioneers want to utilize potential length from Garrett Roshan tonight. You have a doubleheader tomorrow at Niagara Falls. A doubleheader versus the Niagara Ironbacks on Sunday. Going to be using a lot of arms. Need Roshan to get through as many innings as possible. 2-0 with 2 outs. Fastball dribble on the ground, deep in the hole at third. John Simmons, a nice stop from the backhand side. Pick across the diamond, unable to be picked by Palmer, and it gets by him. A run comes in to score. That's Fesh, and Inman right behind him. He'll score too. So the E5 by Simmons, a nice backhanded scoop by John, but the nightmares continue for the Pioneers here in Batavia. Muckdogs ahead 3-0. So 3 runs on a hit and an error against Roshan. A 3-0 lead for Batavia, home half of the first, as Carreras gets up to second on the E5. Both Fesh and Inman cross the plate in the process, as Cooper Fesh led off a second, Inman off a first. It'll be the new man, right-handed hitting Kyle Vaughn with 2 outs. Righty-on-righty matchup as Roshan fires a fastball low and away for ball 1. No runs on no hits and 1 error for the Pioneers. 3 runs on a hit and no errors for the Muckdogs.
He was the MVP of the first half. Big reinforcement for the Muckdogs.
1-0 popped up. John Simmons in foul ground near the Batavia dugout. Gives it a look, and it's going to go out of play. So the count levels at 1-1.
On a 2024 graduate, State College. He was a top 1,000 player in the nation nationally.
It'll be a 1-1 Devon with 2 outs. Carreras leads off a second. Picked in the dirt by Grimesti. Another nice stop by the Pioneers catcher. 2-1 with 2 out. Grimesti moves like a jackrabbit behind the plate. Can slide east-west horizontally. Just a freak of nature kind of athlete. Amazing to watch him work from both behind the plate and in the outfield. Covers a lot of real estate no matter where he goes. As a 2-1 fastball inside from Roshan. Garrett in danger of issuing what would be his 4th walk of the inning. Batavia scored 3 runs, 2/3 into Garrett Roshan's outing. 2/3 of an inning, that is. 2-1 from Roshan with 2 outs. Garrett fires a swing and a miss. Fastball right down Broadway. Gets Vaughn to cut through it. 2-2 the count. Roshan gets his sign, comes set. Deep breath from Garrett. 1 look at second. Fires home a 2-2. Popped up. It'll go out of play, though. Third base side. Staying alive in the count is Vaughn. Batavia entering tonight's ball game in first place in the PGCBL West Division, a 29-1 record. 20 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie, that is, across 30 games. Pioneers have played the same amount of games. They trail first place Batavia by 4. 2-2 from Roshan. Fastball cut back to the screen from Vaughn. So it'll be a 7th pitch that the newcomer Vaughn will see. Righty-on-righty matchup with 2 outs. Muckdogs continuing to do damage against Pioneers pitching. Garrett sets and fires a 2-2, spanked. Foul. After Vaughn, it'll be Brian Fry, the shortstop, patiently awaiting on deck. Do you own a business looking for a janitor, supplier, or supplies? Well, call Vasco Brands and tell them the back-to-back West Division champion, Elmira Pioneers, sent you. Roshan comes set looking for his ender against Vaughn. Fires in the check swing. Vaughn went around. That's strike 3, and that'll do it in the inning for the Muckdogs. But Batavia gets out to a 3-run lead. 3 runs on a hit and error, and a runner left on base. We'll take it to the second. Batavia 3, Elmira 0 on the Pioneers Baseball Network.
How do you guys feel about it?
Hey fans, come join the back-to-back West Division champion Pioneer family with season tickets starting at just $99. Stop by the merchandise stand the next time you're at Dwyer. Sign up today. The next time you'll be at Dwyer is this Sunday, July 13th for Military Appreciation Day. Your Pioneers get set to take on the Niagara Ironbacks in a twin bill. First pitch of Game 1 at 2 p.m. First pitch of Game 2 shortly after 4 p.m. Brandon Dubek leads off the second for Elmira. Takes the breaking ball at the top of the zone. Nothing in one with count. 5, 6, and 7 in the Pioneers order. It'll be Dubek followed by Palmer and Hartman in the second, with Elmira down 3. As the 0-1 misses off the plate. 1-1 the count on Brandon. Doobie's had himself a really solid season for the Pioneers. As he grounds one to shortstop, it's Brian Fry up with it. Throw across the diamond high, and it gets by the first baseman. And Bolton being backed up nicely is Fesh, so Dubek reaches on the E6 from the shortstop Fry. An error for both sides now as Dubek reaches. Expanding upon Dubek for a second, a 923 OPS entering tonight's ball game. 10 hits in 13 ball games, 4 extra base hits, and 11 RBIs. The second-year Pioneer returner out of Maplewood, New Jersey. Predominant time in his collegiate years at the catching position. Getting a lot of time as a DH/EH for the Pioneers now. As Michael Palmer digs in from the left side, takes a fastball off the plate for ball 1.
Nails at shortstop, but
1-0 to Palmer.
mistakes from time.
This is down 2-0.
We'll shake that one off. That's what makes him such a great ball player. His mindset.
So 2-0 the count on Palmer with nobody out. Top of the second inning, Pioneers trail the Muckdogs 3-0 here from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. 2-0, fastball popped up. In at third base, it's a long run for Inman. The catcher in Fesh gives it a look. It goes up against the netting. 2 balls and a strike the count. So Dubek reaches on the E6. He'll improve upon that 534 on base percentage across 16 ball games on the season. He's gotten the start in 13. Primarily clutch in every single aspect of the game he's been asked to perform in. Another guy who has is Michael Palmer, who's hit for power extra base hits. Had a 2-run double against Geneva on Sunday, following what was a frustrating 0 for night for Mike as he takes a breaking ball on the inside corner. Mike had a tough night against the Newark Pilots last Saturday, got kicked out of the game in the bottom of the 6th, but since then has been back on his usual pace, which for Palmer that means as he pops one here into shallow left, coming at his Mindus, he puts it away for out number 1. Palmer overall exhibiting a really strong on-base percentage, 4 extra base hits, a homer, 15 RBIs across 17 starts, mainly at first base, but he flies out to shallow left here for out number 1. Dubek stays put at first. That'll bring up the new guy, Andrew Hartman, 2 singles against Newark on Wednesday night. 2 for 5 in the ball game, came around to score twice, digs in from the left side. Righty Sains comes set left side of the rubber and fires a fastball off the plate, 1-0.
You see a lot of pitchers shake up their rhythm, whether it's a rock step.
Hartman the other night played in left field to the right of Brett Baker. Now he plays to the left of Brett, getting the start in right field tonight. With Goresti behind the plate, a little bit of defensive alignment shuffling for manager Andy Drum as the fastball off the plate to Hartman. 2-0 the count. Hartman, fastball on the outside corner, takes a called strike 1. Pioneers are 6-8 on the road right now, currently on a 2-game win streak on the road, dating back to last Friday's back end of the doubleheader victory at Colburn Park in Newark. A 7-5 come from behind, 4-run unanswered top of the 9th inning for Elmira, and then a 12-2 victory, punctuating win at John Saloni Field at McDonough Park this past Sunday. Good hitters count, 3-1. Pablo Sains to Andrew Hartman. Fastball inside corner for a called strike 2. Hartman was departing the lefty batter's box, thought it was ball 4. He'll be asked to come on back and face a full count pitch. And after Hartman, it's the third baseman John Simmons at the Pioneers get there. Medium-sized lead for Dubek off the first base bag. With 1 out, Pios trail by 3, top of the 2nd. Payoff pitch on the way, breaking ball, cut on and missed by Hartman for strike 3. So the first strikeout of the ball game for Pablo Sains, 2 outs and a runner on in the top of the 2nd. And here comes another left-handed hitter to the plate, and John Simmons. For Simmons on the season, his batting average at 183 across 24 ball games. But he can hit for power as well. 6 extra base hits, a homer, and 10 RBIs. Looking to keep the inning alive for Elmira. Takes a backdoor breaking ball from Sains over the heart of the plate for a called strike 1. Nice pitch there from the Batavia right-hander at the letters, well spotted by the catcher Cooper Fesh, as Dubek has a brief 3 to 5 foot lead off the first base bag. He'll slightly extend. A 1 offering fastball inside corner, called strike 2 to Simmons. Hip high fastball. Boy, that's just nasty what Sains did. He went backdoor breaking ball right to back hip two-seamer. That's some really solid pitching there from the Muckdog starter. He'll look to complete top of the 2nd inning here. 0-2 count on Simmons with 2 outs. As Sains comes set, fires the 0-2. Popped up left side of the infield and shallow left, retreating in is Mindus. The call and the catch to conclude the top of the 2nd inning. So for the Pioneers, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and a runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd. Batavia ahead 3-0 on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Pioneers would like to thank Absolute Care of Three Rivers, AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Sports, Al's Leasing, Ann's Pancakes, Blaze Brockway Contracting, and Buckley's Automotive for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. It's Brian Fry, the Batavia shortstop, to lead off against Garrett Rochon, home half of the second inning. Muckdogs leading 3-0 over Elmira in the fifth meeting of the season, third here at Dwyer Stadium, a place that has not been too kind to the Pioneers. Elmira so far on negative 17 run differential on the home field of the Batavia Muckdogs as Rochon fires. Fastball over the outside corner, a called strike one to Fry. Fry, previously a Muckdog in the 2022 season, currently at SUNY Brockport, a transfer from the University of Toledo, playing his graduate years as Rochon fires a fastball above the letters. Fry takes for ball one. His last full season in 2024, Fry appearing in 17 ball games for University of Toledo. Really good defensive infielder. He recorded 23 total assists, participated in 6 double plays. This is a guy who is named to an MAC all-defensive team, posting a .995 fielding percentage in his 2023 season as he lines the fastball foul back to the screen. 2-2 the count on the left-handed hitting Batavia shortstop. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Muckdogs off and running with a 3-0 lead over your Elmira Pioneers. 2-2 breaking ball, cut on and missed. That's strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 of the ball game. Inning and a third through for Garrett, and he's settling down nicely now. One out, and the base is empty. Home half of the second. So here comes James Bolton. Righty-on-righty matchup with Rochon. One out, and the base is empty. Garrett comes set right side of the rubber. Deep breath out of the stretch position, winds and fires. Breaking ball off the outside corner. 1-0. Rochon deals, fastball outside corner, 1-1 the count. James Bolton, a .298 hitter across 20 ball games on the season, 17 hits, 3 extra base hits, and 14 RBIs. 1-1 with one out, breaking ball popped up shallow right field. That's going to drop in front of Andrew Hartman for a base hit. Andrew plays it on a hop, gets it back to the infield. A one-out single off the bat of Bolton. Second hit of the ball game against the right-hander Rochon through an inning and a third. Pios would like to also thank Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Centralis Health, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung County AG Promotions, Chemung Supply, and Coca-Cola for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. Left-handed hitting Caleb Walker with one out and a runner on. Bolton leads off the first base bag. Short lead for him. For Bolton on the season, no stolen bases, so not necessarily a threat to steal, especially considering the arm prowess of TJ Germesti, as Rochon fires a fastball over the inside corner, called strike one to Walker. Walker rounding out the Batavia batting order this evening. He'll turn it back to the top of the order in Tyler Castrotero, who awaits on deck. A one with one out, squaring a bunt and taking the breaking ball outside is Walker, 1-1. For Caleb Walker, on the season, a .227 batting average across 25 games, .342 on base percentage. He awaits a 1-1 from Rochon with one out, righty on lefty matchup. Bolton a very short lead off of first. Lined, Grabowski at shortstop on 2 hops, flips hammer one, but Brendan drops it. That's going to be an E4. Second error of the ball game for the Pioneers, and hopefully not a costly one for Elmira as Walker reaches with one out. So Pioneers committed an error in the bottom of the first. It was a throwing error in the dirt from John Simmons. So it's Tyler Castrotero, righty on righty matchup. Bolton leads off a second, Walker off a first, and he pokes one on the ground to Grabowski at shortstop, flips hammer one, on to first, not in time, fielder's choice, getting wiped at second, Walker. Bolton advances to third, 6-4 fielder's choice for Castrotero. He reaches, runners on the corners with 2 outs for Batavia, with Braden Horton coming to the plate. Horton walked in his first trip to the plate against Roshan. For Garrett, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts across an inning and 2/3. 3 runs have come in to score for Batavia on 2 hits. 2 Pioneers errors as a breaking ball taken over the inside corner from Horton for a called strike 1.
Trying to chase down Brian Fry for the team lead.
Roshan fires just off the outside corner. Good thinking there between the battery mates of both Roshan and Gramesti, trying to sell the outside corner to the home plate umpire. Didn't get it. Ball is just about 6 to 8 inches off the plate, so the count goes to 1-1. Extending his lead off of first is Castrotero. Team leader in stolen bases. Had one in the bottom of the first. This one popped up behind Grabowski at shortstop. Baden goes back and he puts it away to conclude the bottom of the second inning. So for Batavia, a run, or no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We've played 2 in Batavia. Muckdogs ahead by a field goal on the Pioneers Baseball Network. So Travis Hammond takes over for the Muckdogs in place of Tyler Castrotero, who is likely that slide from Castrotero on the stolen base in the bottom of the first that has him pulled out of the ball game. So well wishes to the Batavia original starting center fielder as Ben Rohde digs in. 9-10-1 in the Pioneers order, top of the third. It'll be Rohde followed by Hammer and Grabowski for Elmira, who trail by 3. Garrett Roshan posting a scoreless second. Breaking ball popped up middle of the diamond. Racing back is the second baseman Walker, called off by the shortstop Fry in shallow center field. Puts it away for out number 1. So Pablo Sainz off to a good start in the ball game. Hasn't allowed a Pioneers hit through 7 outs into his start. As Rohde pops out to the shortstop Fry. 1 out and the base is empty for the right-handed hitting Brendan Hammer. Mentioned Hammer and his ability to work counts. That's been arguably his greatest strength on the season for the Pioneers. Hammer batting .271 across 15 ball games. Rather 17 ball games. He's gotten to start in 15. Of .419 on base percentage to go along with a .700 OPS. Takes a fastball inside from Sainz. Righty on righty matchup. 1-0 pitch. Fastball off the plate. Just inside by a hair. Brendan a wise take. 2-0 the count.
These guys get sent from the college.
Roshan, or rather, not Roshan, but Pablo Sainz fires off the outer half. 3-0. Garrett Roshan is a pitcher tonight, but wearing the Pioneer uniform, not the Muckdog, as Elmira's at the plate now with Grabowski on deck. 3-0 to Hammer with 1 out. Fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Hammer's first at-bat of the ball game.
These players come from colleges where they throw a ton during the regular season. So
3-1 with 1 out. Fastball right down Broadway for a called strike 2. Sains has done a good job establishing himself back in counts. He's got a walk and a strikeout, no hits allowed through 2 1/3 innings of work. As he comes set middle of the rubber, all business, 8 to 10 seconds in between pitches, fires a payoff pitch, and it's cut on and missed from Hammer. Second strikeout of the day. 2 outs and the base is empty, and back to the top of the Elmira batting order in Aiden Grabowski. Grabowski tapped on the ground to the third baseman, Inman, his first trip to the plate. So it'll be Travis Hammond likely in the leadoff spot in place of Tyler Castro-Tero. He won't come to the plate, at least for another little bit, as it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 due up in the Batavia order in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Grabowski, a swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball at the knees. Aiden cuts through it, 0-1. Grabowski, despite 2 games in which he has not recorded a hit in his last 5 that he's played in, still batting over 300. A model of consistency all season long with the bat and with the glove. 0-1, breaking ball outside corner. Aiden takes for a called strike 2. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Base is empty. Top of the third. Elmira trails by 3. First of 5 ball games on the weekend. First of 3 road ball games. Third road ball game of the season in Batavia. And the 5th in total against the Muckdogs. Dribbled on the ground. Up against the Batavia dugout. Foul. Grabowski stays alive. 0-2 the count remains. Thank you for joining us here on the Pioneers Baseball Network on a gorgeous Friday evening from Dwyer Stadium. Home game number 18 for the Muckdogs. They've manned home field incredibly well. 13-4 in their opening 17. 0-2 with 2 outs. Right-hand righty matchup. Dribbled on the ground. Third base side foul. Once again from Grabowski. Hayden plans on returning for a graduate year, looking to get his master's from Tiffin University. He's playing 4 years for the Dragons. Division II product in Ohio, out of Avon Lake. Second-year Pioneer returner. Awaits an 0-2 from Pablo Sains. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball. Sains pumps his fist as he's fired up coming off the mound. It's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Sains. Down goes Elmira in order. No runs and no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. 2.5 through. Batavia ahead 3-0 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Batavia, bottom of the 3rd inning. Sean Mindus to dig in from the right side. Righty-and righty matchup with Roshan. Batavia ahead 3-0 as the breaking ball inside to Mindus. 1-0 the count. It'll be Mindus followed by Fesh and Inman here in the home half of the third for the Muckdogs. Mindus, much like his collegiate teammate Cooper Fesh at Keystone College, a .250 hitter across 5 ball games. In his time at Keystone, takes fastball inside from Roshan, behind in the count 2-0. Good bounce back bottom of the second for Roshan. Gave up a single and an error. Got a fielder's choice and then a pop-up to end the bottom of the inning as a 2-0 flied foul from Mindus. 2-1 the count. Mindus grounding into a 5-4-3 double play, his first trip to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Roshan peeks in, gets his sign, comes set. Deep breath, home with a 2-1, breaking ball just above the letters. 3-1 to Mindus with nobody out.
Sean Mindus is a threat to run. Got 8 stolen bags this summer.
3-1 from Roshan. Fastball outside corner for a called strike 2. Mindus having a step back. It's a full count with nobody out. Roshan sets, shrugs the shoulders, and the payoff pitch is flied foul once again.
Battle brewing, and they'll do it again on the payoff.
It'll be a payoff pitch with nobody out. Roshan hasn't issued a walk since the bottom of the first when he issued 3. His 3 runs came in to score for the Muckdogs on a hit. Mindus pops it up behind first. Long run for Palmer. In charges the right fielder and Hartman, and no one can make a catch as it bounces on the warning track and goes into the Pioneer bullpen. So it'll remain a full count for Mindus, who will see an 8th pitch. He's been phenomenal against Roshan and working the count here. Opportune chance for the Pioneers to make up ground tonight. This is the first of 3 meetings remaining on the season between Batavia and Elmira. Pioneers will see the Muckdogs at Dunfield next Friday night and then come back to Batavia on the second to final day of the regular season. As we alluded to previously on the broadcast, Batavia and Elmira in the same amount of games played, so real opportune chance for the Pios to make up games. This one popped up from Mindus, right side of the infield, Michael Palmer. The call and the catch for out number 1. So here comes Cooper Fesh, who walked and came around to score on the RBI single off the bat of Jackson Inman in the home half of the first inning. That's from the left side, base is empty, 1 out. As Roshan fires and laying down a beautiful bunt third base line. Charging it is Simmons, makes a play, throws off balance to first, in time for out number 2. What a play by the Pios third baseman for out number 2.
On the run, Palmer with the scoop at first. Trying to catch him with the art of surprise.
So a big relief to Garrett Roshan there. 2 outs and the base is empty as Fesh dribbles the bunt down the third base line. John Simmons was ready as he makes a great throw, picked on the other end nicely by Michael Palmer, who's played some astute first base all season long. And now Roshan, a batter away from getting out of the inning. It's Jackson Inman, the third baseman, in from the left side. Garrett comes set and fires. Fastball low, 1-0. Inman an RBI single in the bottom of the first off Roshan. That gave the Muckdogs a 1-0 lead. Prior to Omar Carreras bringing home 2 on an E5 from the third baseman Simmons. 1-0, fastball inside corner, called strike 1. Beautifully spotted, hip high by Garrett. Count levels 1-1. No runs on no hits, 2 errors for the Pioneers. 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 error for the Muckdogs. Garrett fires a 1-1 home and the fastball fouled back, 1-2. Roshan looking to complete his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. It would come at a good time. Pioneers had a 1-2-3 inning of their own against Pablo Sainz, who was breathing dynamite in the top of the third. Struck out Aiden Grabowski on a nasty breaking ball over the outside edge, and now the 1-2 just missing is Roshan. He was dancing around the mound in anticipation of wanting a called strike 3. Didn't get it. 2-2 the count.
Considering the Pioneers have 4 games in 2 days starting tomorrow. Doubleheader on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday.
Roshan looking to complete a perfect inning of work. Gets a dribbler foul up against the Pioneer dugout from Inman, who stays alive. Inman will see a 6th pitch. Batavia doing a good job of working Roshan. Only 2 2/3 into Garrett's outing. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 earned runs on 2 Batavia hits. 2-2, breaking ball, grounded right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Inman's 2 for 2 on a single. 3rd hit of the ball game for Batavia. So it'll be Omar Carreras, Batavia extra hitter, righty on righty matchup with Roshan. 2 outs. Short lead off at first base for Inman. Garrett sets and fires. Fastball off the plate, 1-0. A nice backhanded stop by Gramesti. Nice crowd on hand here from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. Got even Dewey the Batavia Muckdog right in front here. One of the front rows chatting it up with fans. 1-1 is a swing and a miss from Carreras. Count levels. Roshan doing a nice job bouncing back after what was quite the flustering bottom of the first inning. 1-1, breaking ball, popped up. Shallow left field, ranging over is Rhodey, and it's the center fielder Baker who cuts all the way over to put it away for the final out of the bottom of the third. So no runs and a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. 3 through, Batavia ahead by 3 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball. Top of the 4th inning, 2, 3, and 4 due up in the Elmira order. It's Ty Martineau, left-handed hitter, to lead off as he takes the backdoor breaking ball from Sainz, who's executed that so nicely throughout the course of the evening. Gets a called strike 1 here. It'll be Martineau followed by Gramesti and Baker, 2 left-handed hitters to come to the plate against the righty Sainz in the top of the 4th, who fires a fastball off the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Ty. Entered tonight's ball game, a .276 hitter, chopped on the ground on 2 hops to the backhand side of the second baseman Caleb Walker. His first trip to the plate, cuts and misses through a nasty 2-seamer over the inside corner. We saw that back hit breaking ball executed so beautifully on Brett Baker, got a chopper back to the mound to conclude the top of the first. Creative pitching tonight designed by the battery of both catcher Fesh and the right-hander Sains. Columbia State right-hander fires a 1-2 as Martineau fouls it back to the screen. Pablo Sains threw 3 innings of work, still yet to allow a hit. He's recorded 9 outs in the ball game. A walk and 3 strikeouts, no hits, no runs, no earned. Pioneers have struggled to score here in Batavia. 6 runs across 16 innings and an 0-2 record in 2025. A place that they're very familiar with, took home the West Division Championship here last season. Looking for some late season fortunes again as Martineau chops it on the ground foul, first base side. Ty doing a nice job of staying alive. As Coach Drum has mentioned about Ty Martineau, a consistent reason why he keeps getting put in the lineup is because of his bat-to-ball skills. He's got one of the best eyes at the plate, can battle in counts, barely strikes out. A couple of Ty's finest attributes, breaking ball just off the outside corner. We mentioned that good eye. How apropos right there. Just 4 to 6 inches off the plate. Martineau ever so wise to watch. And that's been a backdoor breaking ball that Sains has executed so beautifully all evening. 2-2 to Martineau. Swung on and missed in the dirt. As Martineau's tagged out for out number 1. 4th strikeout through 3 1/3 for Sains.
Third straight back of the Pablo Sains set up the fourth strikeout.
So with 1 out and the bases empty, it brings up the right-handed hitter TJ Grimesti. TJ reached on a 7-pitch walk in the top of the first. As it was a 2-2 count, he watched 2 fastballs just off the inside corner. So Grimesti will look to continue to build upon this .455 on-base percentage that he has through the opening 25-plus ball games of the season. Mentioned team leader in extra base hits for Elmira is Grimesti with 11. Grimesti practically the leader in every offensive category for Elmira. He gets drilled here. He might be the leader in that too, hit batsman. He's gotten drilled quite a lot this year. He doesn't mind it in that situation as he's on for the first runner in the top of the 4th inning. Pioneers have had 2 runners get on in the ball game, and E6 allowed Brandon Dubeck to reach from the shortstop fly on a throwing error and a walk from Grimesti in the top of the first. So TJ's reached base twice in the ball game. Runner on first with 1 out for the left-handed hitting Brett Baker. First pitch from Sains, fastball off the plate, 1-0. Pioneers would like to thank Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Current Power Sports, Dandy Mini Marts, Dr. Susan Minchin, Elmira Chevy, Elmira Heat Treating, and Elmira Impact for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. 1-0 Baker lines it sharply to the forehand side of Caleb Walker at second. He snares it for out number 2. So a sharp piece by Baker. Nonetheless, he lines out. Brett 0 for 2 in the ball game. And with 2 outs and a runner on, here comes Brandon Dubeck. Pablo Sains tying his shoe from the right side. He'll get back on the mound. Grimesti with the team lead in stolen bases, tied for it with 13. Leads off first with 2 outs. Medium-sized lead as Sains fires a fastball inside. Dubeck takes 1-0 the count.
As a junior in high school, hit a no-doubt home run. A clutch situation off of a future third-round draft pick by the Oakland Athletics.
1-0, fastball outside corner, 1-1.
Back in high school, was clocked up to 97 miles an hour.
Pioneers still searching for that elusive first hit against the right-hander Sains, who's been coasting through the ball game. In his first start of the season against the Pioneers, Dubeck fouls it back to the screen. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Outfield's at medium depth for the power-hitting Dubeck, who's been up in clutch situations all year for the Pioneers. Righty on righty matchup. Grimesti takes off 1-2. Swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Pablo Sainz through 4 innings of action, 2 in the inning. And for Elmira, no runs and no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. 3.5 through. Batavia still ahead by 3 on the Pioneers Baseball Network.
Pioneers would like to thank Fingerprints Federal Credit Union. Now the club has begun to renew its season. Affiliate with the Jubilee. Oil sponsorship throughout the course of the 2012 season.
Is the announcer or no?
Over here. Go to the bottom of the 4th as Garrett Roshan fires and the fastball outside. Want to know the count. On the right-handed hitter, Kyle Vaughn. He'll be the 7, 8, and 9 of the Batavia order. Vaughn followed by Fry and Bolton here in the whole half of the 4th. But the Muckdogs off and running on a 3-0 lead. That's line and tight, 2-0 to count. This season you can connect with the Pios like never before with exclusive content on our social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at the Elmira Pioneers. 2-0, fly ball to deep left, going back and settling under it and putting that right on the first down is Ben Brody. One out in the bottom of the 4th.
First out, number 24, Brian Fry.
So here comes the left-handed hitting shortstop Brian Fry. Fry 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 1 of 2 strikeout victims in the ball game against Garrett Roshan. Digs in from the left side. Fry batting .278 on the season. 26 starts, 22 hits, 4 extra base hits, and 17 RBIs as he rips one on the ground to second. Brendan Hammer to the forehand side, the throw to first in time for out number 2. So Vaughn flies to left, Fry on the ground to second, 2 quick outs for Garrett Roshan. Bases remain empty, and here comes the right-handed hitting James Bolton with 2 out. Roshan fires, fastball inside corner for a called strike 1. Bolton a single in the bottom of the 2nd against Garrett. Roshan looking to complete his first 1-2-3 inning of action in the ball game. 0-1 breaking ball just off the plate, 1-1.
Count even on the first baseman. It's a good sign that James Bolton playing first base, obviously limited reps there. Really haven't noticed it at all so far.
1-1 breaking ball chopped wide a third foul. Knocks off the foot of the third base coach and Batavia skipper Joey Martinez.
Probably means they're doing a good job.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and the bases empty. Muckdogs ahead of the Pioneers, 3-0. Fifth matchup of the season between both squads. Third here from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. 1-2, swing and a miss for Roshan. A breaking ball off the outside corner. Bolton's retired. Down go the Muckdogs in order. 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. 4 through. Batavia ahead by 3 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Nothing. The Muckdogs lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning on this picturesque Friday evening in Batavia, New York on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. The Elmira Pioneers would like to thank Multimedia Service in South Corning for being the official printer of your back-to-back West Division champion Pioneers. Take a look around Dunfield and all the signage you see is printed by none other than Multimedia Services. Michael Palmer leads off the top of the 5th inning. Mike, a fly ball to left, his first trip to the plate. It'll be Palmer, followed by Hartman and Simmons on the first pitch. Mike, a line shot foul down the right field line. Nice one-handed grab out in the bullpen. Thought I might give a little credit to Larson Birch, who snagged that out of midair with his bare hand. Palmer takes a fastball off the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Pioneers would also like to thank AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment for being the official motorsport provider for your back-to-back West Division champion Pioneers. Visit them today at 1669 South Main Street in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. So from an 0-2 count to 2-2, Mike doing a nice job of working here against the righty Sains. 5 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. High leverage arm, who's been pumped up every time he's come off the mound, and for good reason. He's got strikeout number 6 now through 4 1/3 as he gets Palmer to chase over the inside corner. 1 out and the base is empty, top of the 5th. And here comes the left-handed hitting right fielder, Andrew Hartman. So a walk and 6 strikeouts, no hits allowed, no runs, no earned for Pablo Sains through 4 1/3. Hartman 0 for 1, one of the 6 strikeout victims against Pablo Sains, who throws a breaking ball down and in. Andrew takes a ball and no strikes.
Focus is keeping these guys healthy and ready for the playoffs. That goes above all else.
1-0. Hit on the ground to second. Ranging over to his forehand side is Walker. The short throw over to first in time for out number 2. So Pablo Sains right now doing everything a skipper would want out of his starting pitcher. Keeping the ball low in the zone, getting strikeouts, getting ahead in counts, issuing very few balls. So 2 quick outs, top of the 5th. Batavia still remains ahead 3-0. Here comes John Simmons.
Simmons flew out to Sean Mendoza to end the 2nd inning.
First pitch to Simmons. A high fly ball to deep right. Going back on his horse, settling just in front of the warning track is Braden Horton to retire Simmons. John gave it a ride, but to no avail for Elmira as they're sent down in order 1-2-3. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Halfway home, Batavia ahead 3-0 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Batavia leads 3-0 as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the 10-1 and 2 in the Muckdogs order. Caleb Walker followed by Travis Hammond and Braden Horton against Garrett Rochon. Garrett threw 4 innings of work, 3 earned runs on 3 hits. He's walked 3, and for Garrett, he struck out 3 as well. Righty and lefty matchup. No outs and the base is empty. 1-0, fastball just inside. 2-0 on Walker, who reached on an E4 by Hammer in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2-0 from Garrett. Fastball lined back to the screen, foul. 2-1. Centralis Health is the official healthcare provider for your Elmira Pioneers. Next time you need medical attention, make sure you visit Centralis for all your medical needs throughout the southern tier and central New York. 2-1, fastball misses low and away. 3-1 the count. Pioneers bullpen remains relatively quiet. You have one arm getting up right now. Looks like that might be Gio Valerio. Keep an eye on that. 3-1 inside for ball 4, so a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the 5th for Garrett Rochon. Pioneers would also like to thank Just in Time, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, Ma's Cheesy Dreams, and McDonald's. Pioneers had a nice event at Ma's Cheesy Dreams yesterday. Good local burgers and ice cream if you're in Elmira Heights. Runner on first for nobody out. Back to the top of the batting order. It's Travis Hammond in place of Tyler Castrotero, who has pulled the bottom first. And now Dromesti fires down to second. The tag's going to be applied on Walker, who's out for out number 1, as he was ranging way too far off the first base bag. And you do that, you're playing Russian roulette with the kind of catcher that TJ Dromesti is, as he hoses Walker, who's wiped clean for out number 1. Not even sure how you register that, either a pickoff or a caught stealing. I'm going to assume a caught stealing since the play was at second. So new life for Rochon, but he fires a breaking ball outside to Hammond. 2-0 the count with the bases empty and 1 out. Home half of the 5th. Sean fires, popped up. Right side of the infield. Brendan Hammer ranges over, calls off Michael Palmer, and puts it away for out number 2. So here comes Braden Horton, right fielder, digging in for the left side. Horton's reached base once in the ball game, a walk in the bottom of the 1st. Popped up to the shortstop Grabowski in the bottom of the 2nd. Rochon sets. Right side of the rubber, fires, dribbled on the ground, just fair, inside first and down the right field line. Chasing it into the corner is Hartman, as racing to second base is Horton. He'll get in with a 2-out double. Now the throw to third from Grabowski, tag applied not in time, as it was bobbled in the right side of the infield, which allowed Horton to get up to third, so that's the costly kind of stuff. An E9 on Hartman. So already the 3rd error committed by the Pioneers. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. A hit and an error in the inning. Batavia looking to expand upon their advantage. Costly kind of stuff. An E9 on Mindus in the ball game, 0 for 2, a 5-4-3 double play in the bottom of the 1st. A pop-up to Michael Palmer at first base in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Rochon looking to get through the bottom of the 5th unscathed. Fires a fastball over the outside corner for a called strike 1.
That was his 10th extra base hit of the season. That puts him in first place, leads the team. Jackson Inman is second with 9.
1-1 from Rochon. Breaking ball fisted off the end of the bat. It's a jam shot to the shortstop Grabowski, who throws off balance in time. A nice play made by Grabowski to conclude the bottom of the 5th. So for Batavia, no runs on a hit, 1 error, and a runner left on base. 5-3, Batavia ahead by 3 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Pablo Sainz back out for work in the top of the 6th inning because he has been phenomenal throughout the course of the ballgame. Still yet to allow a Pioneer base runner via a hit as he delivers a breaking ball for a called strike over the outside corner. It's Ben Rohde followed by Brendan Hammer and Aiden Grabowski, the 9, 10, and 1 in the Elmira order to step to the dish. Top of the 6th of a very fast-moving ball game. A good pitcher's duel as Garrett Roshan, besides a tough bottom of the first, has settled in nicely to give the Pioneers 5 innings of 3-hit baseball. Grounded to the backhand side, shortstop Fry. The throw off balance to first base as Rohde beats it out, an infield single for Ben. First hit of the ball game for the Pioneers as the no-hitter for Pablo Sainz is gone. And Brendan Hammer will step to the plate with nobody out.
Soften the blow on Sainz. Anyone frustrated by the decision, but he looks like his technical. Don't expect him to be all that much longer. Maybe he'll get to 6th. That's about it. Brendan Hammer, 10th man in the
Brendan in the ball game has struck out, swinging against Sainz. Righty on righty matchup. Medium-sized lead for Rohde. Hammer squares to bunt, draws it back, and takes a fastball for a called strike 1. It'll be Hammer, and then back to the top of the Pioneer batting order.
very well could see.
Time would be now for the Pioneers to get a rally in their bones going as Hammer pops the bunt up foul. Brendan frustrated with himself, 0-2 the count. This has to be in line to be one of the quickest ball games of the season. Only roughly an hour and 20 minutes in, already the top of the 6th as Hammer cuts and misses a sword there. 5 1/3 innings of work, 7 strikeouts now for Pablo Sainz as Hammer's down for the second time today. Back to the top of the Elmira batting order, and the right-handed hitting shortstop Aiden Grabowski.
That one up high. Hammer fooled by it.
Aiden in the ball game is 0 for 2, a grounder to Jackson Inman at third, a strikeout swinging against Sainz to conclude the top of the 3rd inning. Short lead off the first base for Ben Rohde. Fastball just off the outside corner. 1-0 to Grabowski.
Still up and throwing.
1-0 with 1 out. Fastball taken low from Aiden. 2 consecutive strong takes, especially wanting to jump on a lot of pitches. You're down 3, top of the 6th. Down to your final 11 outs of the ball game. Getting to crunch time, especially with Irwin's Branch warming in the Batavia bullpen. He's been solid against Elmira so far this season as well. So 2-0 is fired high to Grabowski. 3-0 the count. Would anticipate potentially, should a walk be issued here from the right-hander Sainz to Grabowski, he might be pulled out of the game and Joey Skip Martinez might option to his bullpen.
In the zone all night.
3-0, fastball at the knees. Aiden takes for a called strike. Sainz has only issued a walk in the ball game across 5 1/3. Smooth and confident with his command, and control has been executing top-notch all evening. Good fastball count for Grabowski. A hit on the day for the Pioneers. It's Rohde off at first as Aiden grounds it to shortstop. Fry feeds Walker 1 on to first in time for an inning-ending double play. So that'll do it for Elmira, top of the 6th. Sainz is the minimum. No runs and a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 5 1/2 through. Batavia still ahead 3-0 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Cooper Fesh to step to the plate, the 4, 5, and 6 in the Batavia order. Fesh followed by Inman and Carreras against Garrett Rochon, who fires a fastball off the outside edge. 1-0 the count. So the bottom of the 5th inning ended on a nice play from Aiden Grabowski. Stranded a 2-out double off the bat of Braden Horton. He advanced on an error from the right fielder Hartman. Bit of a confusion between pitch sequencing as TJ Gramesti will go out to the mound to have a conversation with Garrett Rochon. The Elmira Pioneers would like to extend a special thank you to Dunkin' Donuts as they have teamed up with the Food Bank of the Southern Tier program. For each run your Pios score this season, Dunkin' will donate 1 pound of coffee to the Food Bank of the Southern Tier. Thanks, Dunkin'. So we resume play, a 1-0 count. As Rochon fires fastball inside. Action continuing to get loose in Elmira's bullpen. It's Gio Valerio. Irwin's Branch remains ready in the Batavia bullpen. 2-0 outside corner. Called strike 1. Andy Drum at minimum has to be pleased that he's getting some length out of his starting pitcher. Now 5 innings plus for Rochon. He will leave it up to minimally 3 innings from the bullpen. It's 2-1. Fastball misses inside. 3-1 on Fesh. 0 for 1 in the ballgame with a grounder to Simmons at third. Fesh walked in his first trip to the plate in the bottom of the first, came around to score. Rochon's 3-1 popped foul. Third base side out of play. Count goes full. Rochon sets, fires, fastball just off the outside corner for ball 4. So Fesh leads off the bottom of the 6th with a full count walk. And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting third baseman Jackson Inman. 2 for 2 in the ballgame, an RBI single in the bottom of the first, another single in the bottom of the third. Pioneers would like to thank Myers RV Nucor, Papa John's, Pathways, Pizza Hut, Red Robin and Rodney J. Strange for their loyal sponsorship in the 2025 season. Fastball inside corner called strike 1 on Inman. 0-1 the count with nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning, righty and lefty matchup. Small lead for the catcher Fesh off of first. This is where Rochon sets and fires. Fastball off the outside edge, 1-1. Pioneers are back in action tomorrow afternoon. They'll be at Sal Magley Stadium taking on the Niagara Falls Americans. Pioneers 1-1 in Niagara Falls this season, 2-1 against the Americans. A 3-0 win in Game 1 of the doubleheader back on June 29th, a 7-6 defeat in Game 2. 1-1 to Inman, fastball high, 2-1. Rochon comes set. 2-1, fastball fouled back, letter high. Getting a piece of it was Inman. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out. After Inman, it's Omar Carreras on deck. He's reached base once in the ballgame. Niagara Falls at 20-12, second place in the PGCBL, trailing the Batavia Muckdogs by a game and a half. Jamestown in third place. Rochon fires back to first, not in time, as getting back in safely was Cooper Fesh.
Called out. He was mad at himself, starting to walk off the bag. Hitting coach Khalid Cox, fortunately though, stopped him before he got off first base.
2-2 from Rochon. Fastball dribbles away from the catcher Gramesti to the screener. It seems as if, okay, Inman got plunked, rather.
Inman reaches 2 straight walks to open the 6th.
So, hit batsman Andy Drum coming out to the mound, and we'll look to see if he options to his bullpen. Looks like that'll be it. If so, 5 strong innings of work for Garrett. As Gio Valerio's coming in. Nobody out, home half of the sixth. Batavia ahead by 3. We'll take a short timeout and come back in a few moments here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Batavia. A new pitcher in the ball game for your Elmira Pioneers. It's the southpaw, Gio Valerio. Valerio coming in after Garrett Roshan went 5 innings, plus 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. For Valerio on the season, this is appearance number 5, a 5.79 ERA across 4 2/3 innings of work, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts, pitching to an opposing batting average of .222 across 18 games. Comes into a bit of a jam, though. Fesh off a second, Inman off a first. Fesh got walked, Inman got plunked. It's the right-handed hitting EH Omar Carreras who squares the bunt, and Valerio fires to the backstop. Both runners advance 90 feet. Fesh up to third, Inman to second. Not what the doctor ordered for the Pioneers. A 1-0 count with 2 in scoring position for Carreras. Nobody out. Sun beginning to set over a very nice crowd here from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. Valerio looking to limit the damage. Both base runners on for Batavia are Roshan's responsibility. The 1-0 fired high, 2-0. Only an earned run, though, through 5+ innings of work for Roshan. Certainly strong, considering the rough 3-walk bottom of the first that Garrett had. Finishes with 6 walks through 5 innings. We mentioned how the walks are a bit of an issue recurring for Garrett. Continue to be tonight, but not enough, obviously, to affect the Pioneers, especially considering, number 1, you have Pablo Sainz, who's pitching an absolute gem for Batavia. And then on top of that, too, Garrett Roshan not getting offensively any run support. 2-1 with nobody out, as Carreras dribbles it to Simmons on the ground at third. Gets a look at Fesh, and throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. A productive first out for Valerio and the Pioneers. So that'll bring up the right-handed hitting Kyle Vaughn for his 3rd plate appearance as a Batavia Muckdog. Vaughn a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the first, a fly ball to Ben Rohde in shallow left, his last trip to the plate. In the bottom of the 4th. Pioneers infield remains in, outfield at medium depth. A base hit likely scores 2. First pitch from Valerio is a breaking ball high and away, 1-0. Valerio made quite a first impression with the Pioneers this summer. He came in the bottom of the 8th inning of a 10-5 Auburn victory back on June 7th. But a quick 1-2-3 inning for him when Valerio peppers the zone. He does it with the good stuff. He can replicate the off-speed, and then, like you see, a back corner heater there. Catching a hit by inside half for a called strike 1. 1-1, breaking ball right over the plate for a called strike 2. Beautifully spotted by Gio Valerio. 1-2 count on Kyle Vaughn. Gio comes set left side of the rubber. Fires home a 1-2 fastball, swing and a miss for out number 2.
Second out for Valeria. Now a hit will have to get it done.
Gio doing the job so far. A grounder off the bat of Carreras. Vaughn a strikeout swinging. Both runners in Fesh and Inman stay put after they were on second and third with nobody out following a pass ball. It's the left-handed hitting shortstop Brian Fry in for the third time of the ball game. 0 for 2 against Garrett Rochon. Led off the bottom of the second inning with a strikeout swinging. A grounder to Brendan Hammer at second base in the bottom of the fourth. Batavia scored all 3 of the runs in the home half of the first. Since then, they've been offensively quiet as the breaking ball taken high by Fry for ball 1.
First, Muckdogs really haven't threatened a ton. They got a man in scoring position last inning with 2 down.
1-0 from Valerio with 2 outs. Breaking ball off the plate. Hey, Pios fans, are you hungry and looking for an amazing place to eat, get great drinks, and incredible service? Be sure to then come to Texas Roadhouse on County Route 64 in Horseheads.
Right-hander with Branch.
It'll be a 2-0 with 2 outs, lefty on lefty matchup. Valerio fires, breaking ball over the outside edge for a called strike 1. Valerio out of Bayside, New York, one of 3 Elmira Pioneers to attend the University of Bridgeport, along with shortstop Liam O'Neill and fellow left-handed pitcher Ty Hodell has made 2 appearances for the Pioneers. John Simmons at third base makes a nice grab up against the warning track, and how about Gio Valerio? A Houdini act in the bottom of the 6th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We'll take it to the 7th. Score still remains 3-0 Batavia on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Batavia as we get you set for the top of the 7th inning. Irwin's Branch has taken the mound for the Muckdogs. The hard-throwing right-hander, Pablo Sainz, 6 innings of work, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. He was absolute money tonight against the Pioneers. But Elmira will look to change those fortunes with the 2, 3, and 4 due up in their order here in the top of the 7th. It'll be Ty Martineau followed by TJ Gurmesti and Brett Baker to come to the plate. 9 outs to work with for the Pioneers against the hard-throwing right-hander and Branch. First reliever in the ball game for Batavia. Take a look at Branch's numbers on the season. They have been solid so far. 10 appearances in relief, 14 and a third innings of work, only 6 earned runs. Walks a bit inflated at 12. 8 strikeouts in that time frame. Low 160 batting average against. No runs on 1 hit and 3 errors for the Pioneers. For Batavia, well, they have 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Conversation convenes on the mound. Ty Martineau getting set to dig into the left-handed batter's box. Pioneers would like to thank Saratoga Eagles, Save-A-Lot, Service Master, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Shedden's Wholesale and Solutions Credit Union for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. Ty Martineau in the ball game 0 for 2. He'll look to change those fortunes here as the fastball knee-high taken for a called strike one. Ty with the dribbler on the ground to the backhand side of Caleb Walker at second base, his first trip to the plate. A strikeout swinging to lead off the top of the fourth against Pablo Sainz. 0-1 as Martineau squares to bunt, can't draw it back in enough time. So 0-2 the count on Ty, with Inman way in at third base. He'll now pull back as Martineau can't bunt with 2 strikes. Martineau followed by Gramesti and Baker. TJ awaits on deck. He's reached base twice in the ball game. As Branch working out of the windup, right side of the rubber, delivers the 0-2. That one lined into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. On one hop in front of the right fielder, Horton, who corrals it and fires back into the infield. A leadoff single for Martineau, who's now 1 for 3 in the ball game. Second hit for Elmira in 6+ innings of work against the Batavia pitching staff. So it'll be TJ Gramesti to step in, who thrives in these elements. When the Pioneers trail and need a couple clutch moments, Gramesti is exactly what the doctor typically orders. In terms of reaching base, he's done it twice in the ball game. He continues to remain potent from the plate, exhibiting a fantastic eye and just great offensive prowess overall. But a swing and a miss there, 0-1, as Branch buries a fastball low and in on Gramesti. Decent sized lead for Martineau off first, so litany of stolen bags for him on the season, 5+. Branch a long pause and fires the 0-1 home, fouled back from Gramesti, 0-2 the count. Gramesti serves as a power hitter for this Elmira Pioneers team, there's no doubt about it. And the nice thing about it for him, only 10 strikeouts through 94 plate appearances. You're looking at just a little more than a 10% strikeout rate. Not bad at all when you're considering his slugging numbers. 574, team leader by far in that category. If you're counting out Brett Baker, because unfair to compare sample sizes, 6 games to only 28. Gramesti sustaining it over a wonderful period of time now, 3/4 of a season, practically. 0-2, breaking ball just high. TJ takes for ball 1. 36 hits, team lead by far, Gramesti. Hayden Grabowski trails by 8. He's got 28 on the season. Ready and ready matchup, 1-2 from Branch with nobody out. Fastball outside corner just off the plate. Branch wanted to call it strike 3, didn't get it. Count advances to 2-2. Gramesti with 2 fantastic takes in the top of the first against Pablo Sainz. He does it again here. With Martineau off of first with nobody out. Ty leading off the top of the top of the 7th with a single into right field. Branch fires back to first. Martineau dives in safely ahead of the throw. From Branch, fastball off the outside corner, and Gramesti's worked it to a full count. Gramesti gets on. The tying run would be Brett Baker. Payoff pitch from Brett with nobody out. Fastball inside for ball 4. TJ reaches base for the 3rd time in the ball game, as Branch gives up a single and now a walk. 2 on for Elmira. Top of the 7th inning with nobody out. And Brett Baker comes to the plate, and now coming out to the mound is Batavia pitching coach for a brief conversation with his right-handed reliever. Your back-to-back West Division champion Elmira Pioneers would like to thank Clarion Inn Horseheads Elmira for being the official host hotel for the Pioneers. If you're looking for a great place to stay or host an event, be sure to visit them on Water Street in downtown Elmira. Pioneers would also like to thank Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning, United States Army, Vasco Brands, Visions Federal Credit Union, Ward Manufacturing, Wegmans Weiss Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, Wilbur Auto, and Woodbrook Assisted Living for their loyal sponsorship throughout the course of the 2025 season. Pioneers with the opportunity. Brett Baker coming to the plate. We've mentioned what a season Brett's having to begin with the Pioneers. Out of Chelmsford, Massachusetts, the 3-year ball player out of UMass Dartmouth, strong on the Corsairs, now playing really well as a Pioneer through 26 at-bats and 9 ball games, 11 hits, 5 RBIs, exhibiting a .423 batting average. Coming into tonight's ball game, an 11.08 OPS extended across 9 games. Even with the bag in at the lip of third base is Inman. Bolton is in on the edge of the infield grass at first. Middle infield remains at double play depth, shading over towards the first base bag in anticipation of a potential bunt is the second baseman and Caleb Walker as the fastball swung on and missed.
First runner in scoring position.
From Baker, 0-1 the count with nobody out.
6. Branch trying to settle down, do more of the same. He had some traffic against him versus Auburn, but was able to work his way out of it.
Branch a peek at Martineau off a second. Grimesti off a first. 0-1 to Baker. Swatted back to the screen. 0-2.
With a 3-run lead, Muckdogs do have a luxury of going right across and then maybe have to roll the other course. They prefer to keep it as clean as possible.
It'll be an 0-2 with nobody out. Pioneers in the ball game. No runs on 2 hits and 2 errors for Batavia. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Nice crowd on hand from Dwyer Stadium. And what's been a very clean ball game by both sides so far. 1-2, breaking ball off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
1-2 on Branch.
Or rather, that was a 0-2, so a miss to Baker. 1-2 the count now. Branch gets his sign, comes set. Righty on lefty matchup. As Batavia right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball off the outside edge. 2-2.
So, on the left side of the infield, pretty open. Jackson about 10 steps away from the bag. Count even at 2. It's the center fielder Baker. The time run for the Pirates.
Branch sets, fires. Swing and a miss from Baker. Brett down for out number 1. Baker 0 for 3 now in the ball game. So here comes Brandon Dubeck, Pioneers extra hitter. Batting from the right side with 1 out. Dubeck reached on an E6 in the top of the second, struck out swinging to conclude the top of the 4th against Pablo Sainz. He was then Sainz' 5th strikeout victim, the 5th of 7 strikeouts recorded across 6 innings for the Batavia right-handed starting pitcher. Middle infield is at their regular double play depth. Behind the bag at first is Bolton. Inman even with the bag at third. Fastball outside corner, called strike 1 to Dubeck.
Already talked about one big thing. Well, I'm here. I can recount another. That's a sophomore in the county championship game. Provided some big knocks.
0-1 with 1 out. Fastball flied foul. First base side out of play. 0-2.
Predominantly a catcher. Was
Dubeck getting time as an EH tonight. You've seen him a couple times behind the plate recently. 4-man catching rotation between Manganiello, Grimesti, Dubeck, and Carl Wagner.
spot for the Pios. They have 8 outs to work.
Branch
Down by 3 runs.
taking a while. Now comes set. Righty on righty. Martineau off a second. Grimesti off a first. 0-2 on the way with 1 out. Breaking ball high. Doobie takes, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. It'll be a 1-2 from Branch with 1 out. Martineau dances off the second base bag. 3 looks from the Batavia right-hander. Fastball for a called strike 3 for out number 2. Brandon not too thrilled with that call as he departs. Second strikeout of the ball game for Dubak. Second K for Branch. Second straight strikeout. First looking in the ball game for Dubak. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Palmer represents the tying run. He's got power from the left side. A homer on the season. He's hit it to the Bulls side. Came against Auburn back at Dunn Field on June 18th. One swing of the bat could change all fortunes this evening for the Pioneers. They hope it's here. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Palmer stands as the last hope in the inning for Elmira. First pitch from Branch. Fastball. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Palmer in the ball game 0 for 2. A fly ball to Mindus and left. A strikeout in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the 9, 10, and 1 in the Batavia order, due up in the bottom of the 7th inning, likely against Gio Valerio, going out for another inning of work. 0-1 with 2 outs. Fastball off the outside edge. 1-1 to Palmer. It'll be Bolton followed by Walker and Hammond in the home half of the 7th. Hammond in place of Tyler Castrotero, who was injured off of bottom of the first inning slide. Reached base twice in the ball game. A walk and a fielder's choice with a stolen bag. Was pulled to begin the top of the 3rd. That's when Travis Hammond went in a 1-for-1 swap into center field. Branch 2 looks at second, where Martineau leads off, a runner in scoring position. The first in the ball game for Elmira, as Palmer calls time and steps out of the box. 2 consecutive innings with a hit for the Pioneers. Both to lead off the inning. Ben Rohde led off with an infield single in the top of the 6th. Ty Martineau dumped a single into shallow right to lead off the top of the 7th. Branch comes set from the right side of the rubber. 1-1 to Palmer with 2 outs. Breaking ball high and away. Micah Savant take 2-1 the count.
Like many relievers, Irwin's Branch seems to have a knack of pitching himself into and out of trouble. He may allow some runners on the bases, but it doesn't phase him most of the time. He's able to get out of trouble without allowing any sort of damage. Looking to do the same here.
Branch differing his looks at second base as Palmer calls time. Branch is going to fire, but he's got to understand he's taking a while on the mound. Very different from Pablo Sainz, who worked in an incredibly quick rhythm throughout the course of the ball game. Pablo Sainz taking his sweet time to deliver pitches, so definitely a change of pace for the Elmira Pioneers hitters. It'll be a 2-1 with 2 outs. Branch delivers, a swing and a miss from Palmer, and the count levels at 2-2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Batavia ahead of Elmira, 3-0. Pioneers looking to avoid dropping to 0-3 at Dwyer Stadium to begin 2025 against the first place Muckdogs. 2-2 from Branch. With 2 outs, he fires fastball off the outside corner. It's a full count to Mike. Hartman awaits on deck. Martineau off a second. Grimesti off a first. Full count with 2 outs to the left-handed hitting Palmer. Branch comes set. From the right side of the rubber, a peek at Ty off a second. Delivers, and the fastball is low for ball 4. Bases loaded for Elmira. 2 walks in the inning issued by Irwin's Branch. Martineau up to 3rd. Grimesti to 2nd. And Palmer's off at first. And here comes the left-handed hitting Andrew Hartman. 0 for 2 in the ball game, a chance to break through. Andrew scored 2 runs, 2 for 5 in his first ball game as an Elmira Pioneer on Wednesday night against Newark. A graduate student who spent time at Gannon College, now at Post University. Bethel, Connecticut native with a chance to have an immense impact on the course of this ball game. We got Martineau off of 3rd, Grimesti off of 2nd, Palmer off of 1st with 2 outs. Branch sets, righty on lefty, fires inside corner. Hartman takes off the plate for ball 1. Andrew struck out swinging in the top of the 2nd against Pablo Sainz. Grounded out to Caleb Walker at second base in the top of the 5th. It'll be a 1-0 with 2 out. Pioneers looking to strike for the first time in the ball game. They have 2 hits. Fastball outside corner, a called strike 1 on Hartman. Andrew briefly steps out of the box. will get set to dig back in against Branch, who seems to be working a bit quicker now with nowhere to put Hartman. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. A base hit scores 2, an extra base hit likely ties the ball game up. 1-1, fastball off the outside edge. Solid take from Hartman, 2 balls and a strike. Crowd's starting to go a bit quieter here in Batavia. Martineau extending his lead off of third base. Atmosphere was pulsating. It's starting to get to church levels of noise now. Batavia fans wanting Branch to get out of the inning. Pioneers looking to draw their first blood of the ball game, and they're in very good shape to do so. As Branch misses high with a fastball. 3-1 the count to Hartman. One more pitch out of the zone, and the Pioneers score their first run of the ball game with a very dangerous John Simmons on deck, who drove one to the warning track in deep right, and Braden Horton his last trip to the plate. That came in the top of the 5th. Good hitters count with 2 outs. Is Hartman turned loose on a strike? He is, as he pops the fastball up foul, third base side out of play. And it comes down to this pitch. Full count with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Pioneers down 3-0, top of the 7th inning. Pablo Sainz a fantastic outing in his first start of the season against the Pioneers. Garrett Rochon lasting 5+ innings of work. Gio Valerio holding the ball game for the Pioneers within striking distance in the bottom of the 6th. Recorded 3 straight outs. A great pitcher's duel. Back and forth matchup. Hartman looking to get the Pios on the board. A payoff pitch coming from Branch to Hartman. Fastball popped up at third base. Settling under it is Inman, and he puts it away to retire the side. So in the inning, no runs and a hit, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. 6.5 through, get up and stretch. Pios still down 3-0 on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia, New York, as Gio Valerio on for his second full inning of work. Delivers in the breaking ball fouled off by James Bolton. It'll be the 9-10-1 in the Batavia order, due up against the left-hander Valerio, bottom of the 7th inning. Bolton the first baseman, Walker the second baseman, Hammond the center fielder. Breaking ball inside, 1-1 the count. So in the bottom of the 6th inning, Batavia had trouble brewing against the Pioneers. Garrett Rochon walked the leadoff man in Cooper Fesh. Jackson Inman got plunked. Then a 5-3 ground down as Simmons watched Fesh off a third as both runners advanced into scoring position on a wild pitch on a high breaking ball from Valerio. Fesh was off a third, Inman off a second. Ground ball kept Fesh at third. Strikeout of Kyle Vaughn, who's 0 for 3 in the ballgame, and a pop-up to John Simmons and foul ground at third on a nice grab to conclude the inning off the bat of the shortstop Brian Fry. Time called by Bolton, who will step out of the box after Valerio gets ahead 1-2 in the count. Valerio sets and fires a 1-2 breaking ball. Just misses off the outside corner. Might have been a bit low. 2-2. Pios fans, new trading card sets and mini bats are now available at the merchandise store at Dunfield. This season, get yourself the latest Elmira Pioneers gear. As this one grounded to the backhand side of second. Brendan Hammer, a nice stab throw to first in time for round number 1. This season, you can get yourself the latest Pioneers gear, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, warm-ups, baseballs, and much, much more. Be sure to stop by the merchandise stand at concessions the next time you're at Dunfield. 1 out and the base is empty. Home half of the 7th inning. Batavia clinging on to a 3-0 advantage. Pioneers had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Andrew Hartman worked a full count, but unfortunately for the Pioneers' sake, popped up to the third baseman and Jackson Inman. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. It's Caleb Walker, the second baseman, rounding out the batting order as Valerio fires a breaking ball low and away. 1-0 the count. Walker reached on an E4 by Hammer in the bottom of the second, was wiped on a 6-4 fielder's choice off the bat of Castro-Terro, and he walked in the bottom of the 5th as he takes the next one off the plate as well. 2-0 the count. No runs on 2 hits and 2 errors for the Pioneers. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error for the Muckdogs. Get me over breaking ball from Valerio. How about it? Over the inside corner for a called strike 1. 2-1 from Gio. Breaking ball swatted over Brendan Hammer at second base into right field for a base hit. Hartman will get it back in. A 1-out single for Walker. So the 5th hit of the ball game across 6 1/3 innings against Pioneer pitching. That'll bring up Travis Hammond at the top of the batting order. Hammond in the ball game since coming in the top of the 3rd for the injured Tyler Castro-Terro. Popped up to the second baseman Hammer. His last trip to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first with 1 out. Home half of the 7th. Pioneers trail by 3, in danger of having their 3-game win streak snapped. Medium-sized lead for Walker. Valerio 2 peeks over at first, kicks and fires. First pitch fisted off the end of the bat. A jam shot shallow right field is going to dunk in front of Andrew Hartman for a base hit. Stopping at second is Walker. Back-to-back singles here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th as Hammond reaches. And with 2 on, that'll bring up Braden Horton, who's reached base twice in the ballgame. Horton a walk against Garrett Rochon in the bottom of the 1st. A pop-up to the shortstop Grabowski in the 2nd. And a double in the bottom of the 5th, right down the right field line. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. First trip to the plate against Valerio. As Gio comes set left side of the rubber. Solid speed on the bases in both Walker and Hammond as the breaking ball fired over the inside corner, hit high for a called strike 1. So Valerio, no stranger to coming into a jam, at second and third with nobody out, got out of it unscathed with no runs. Granted, both runners in the bottom of the 6th were Garrett Rochon's responsibility. This time it's Valerio's. 2 on with 1 out. Bottom of the 7th, 0-1 breaking ball stopped in the dirt by Gramesti. Another great stop by the Pioneers catcher, and the count levels at a ball and a strike. Valerio sets 1-1. Breaking ball. Think Gramesti got crossed up as he'll come out to have a brief conversation with Valerio. Pios fans looking for something to eat or drink after the game next time you go to a Pioneers home game at Dunfield? Well, don't look too far, because Kahuna's Bar is open after the game 7 days a week, and fans can redeem their game ticket for $1 off their first drink. Thank you, Kahuna's, and go Pios. 2-1 the count to the left-handed hitting Braden Horton in the 2-hole this evening for Batavia. Bottom of the 7th inning, second pitcher in the ballgame for the Pioneers. Elmira, first of a 5-game weekend Play a doubleheader at Niagara Falls, Sal Magley Stadium tomorrow. Doubleheader against the Niagara Ironbacks from Dunn Field on Sunday afternoon. Both games for a prompt 2 p.m. first pitch. We'll have all your coverage here on the Pioneers Baseball Network as the fastball taken over the outside corner by Horton for a called strike 2. A 2-2 count with 2 on and 1 out. Valerio sets with both runners taking off. Breaking ball outside. Grimesti's going to fire down to second. Not in time. A double steal as both Walker and Hammond advance into scoring position. Walker already was. He just gets to third. Now Hammond gets to second. 2 in scoring position for Braden Horton. A full count with 1 out. Elmira down 3, down to their final 6 outs in the ball game. Will bring the infield in. Valerio in danger also of issuing his first walk of the ball game. First 3-ball count. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Another nice pitch from Gio. That's out number 2 in the inning. So here comes Sean Mindus. 0 for 3 in the ball game. A 5-4-3 double play. A pop-up in the bottom of the 3rd to the first baseman Palmer. And a ground ball to the shortstop Grabowski in the bottom of the 5th on a nice 4-handed grab by Aiden. 2 out, infield backs up. Simmons about 5 feet behind the bag at 3rd. Grabowski, his regular spot at shortstop, check swing. A breaking ball and saying going around was Mindus, who wasn't too thrilled with that call. So nothing in 1 the count with 2 out. Hammer on the lip of the outfield grass at second base. Palmer the same over at first. Outfield at medium depth. Hartman plays in shallow right for the right-handed hitting Mindus. Valerio looking to pitch his second inning of scoreless baseball. 0-1 just off the outside edge. Mindus, the Toms River, New Jersey native, takes outside for ball 1. 1-1 fastball just misses the top of the zone. A nice spot there. Good frame job from Grimesti. Nonetheless, couldn't sell the call. 2 balls and a strike with 2 out. Should Mindus reach base, it would be his fellow Keystone College teammate Cooper Fesh. Batavia catcher likely now to come to the plate. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Good fastball count for the right-handed hitting Mindus. As we alluded to, Batavia left fielder 0 for 3 in the ball game. Valerio trying to escape the bottom of the 7th inning unscathed. Let the Pioneers offense get to work, cause traffic in the top of the 7th despite being unable to score. 3-1 from Valerio with 2 outs. Breaking ball top of the zone, misses for ball 4. First walk through an inning and 2/3 issued by Gio as the bases are juiced with 2 out. It'll be Walker off a 3rd, Hammond off a 2nd, Mindus off a 1st. As pitching coach Eric Burkan comes out to the mound for a conversation with Valerio and the rest of the Pioneer infield. We'd like to thank everyone who loyally comes out to Dunn Field to support your back-to-back West Division champion Elmira Pioneers, and we want to remind you that a Pioneers game is a great way to bring your group together. Whether it's a school, church, business, youth sports organization, or anything in between, the Pioneers are also able to offer great picnic options for your organization or business. Reserve your group today by calling 607-734-2690. Go Pios! So it's the left-handed hitting Fesh with 2 outs. He's reached base twice in the ballgame, 2 walks, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 6th. Came around to score on an E5 made by the 3rd baseman Simmons during Omar Carreras' trip to the plate in the bottom of the 1st. Breaking ball catches the inside corner for a called strike 1, lefty-on-lefty matchup, Valerio versus Fesh. 2 outs, Batavia in the bottom of the 7th inning, 2 hits against the aforementioned Valerio. Is a fly ball to the right. Andrew Hartman cuts over towards the line near the Pioneer bullpen and foul ground. Can't find it as it goes out of play. Nonetheless, Valerio in a good position. No balls and 2 strikes on Fesh. Two with 2 out, breaking ball off the plate. Valerio's got really good 10-4 movement on that. Breaking ball can cut off the corner really quick. So a savant take there from catcher Fesh. Let's see what Gio options here on a 1-2. Fastball in the dirt. Nice stop from Gramesti. He just saved a run. So there'll be a 2-2 with 2 out. Annie being upped a little bit. Nowhere to put Fesh. From 0-2 to 2-2. Fesh, a strong eye at the plate. 0 for 1 in the ball game. A grounder to Simmons at third. 2-2 from Gio with 2 outs. Breaking ball. Nubbed foul. It's Walker off a third, Hammond off a second, Mindus off a first. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-2 count with 2 outs. Batavia leads Elmira 3-0. Valerio comes set, left side of the rubber. Kicks and fires a 2-2, breaking ball, called, strike 3. Gio freezes him. Fesh not thrilled with that call, but in the bottom of the 7th inning, Dwyer gets 2 strikeouts, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. 7 through, 3-0 Batavia on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball. Top of the 8th inning, it's Jake Sliss, the hard-throwing left-hander, to take the mound against 8, 9, and 10 in the Elmira order. It's John Simmons to lead things off. Drove one to the warning track, his last trip to the plate. Simmons takes a called strike on a breaking ball from Sliss, working from the left side of the rubber, 0-1 the count. Cooper comes set from a closed angle, almost like the Chris Sale arm slot release. Very tough to pick up. For Jake Sliss on the season, this is appearance number 7. He's been dynamite so far. For Sliss, 5th in ERA, 10 in the 3rd innings of work. 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Pitching to an opposing batting average of 162 as Simmons cuts and misses. A ball and 2 strike. The count with nobody out, top of the 8th inning. Simmons followed by Rohde and Hammer to come to the plate in the Elmira half of the 8th. Simmons steps out and now digs back in. Lefty on lefty matchup with Sliss with nobody out. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Should the score hold? It looks like Eric Woodley will be on this game. So Garrett Beaver pitched on both the 8th and the 9th versus Auburn and Geneva. Had yesterday off, but don't believe he'll be available tonight.
2-2 to John. Fastball fouled back.
Stills has seen his role continue to increase as the season has progressed. Absolutely absurd high school numbers at his first outing.
Sliss, all business from the left side of the rubber, comes set, awaits Simmons to get back in the box. 2-2 with nobody out. Breaking ball, just getting a piece to stay alive is John. Simmons in the ball game is 0 for 2, but 2 fly balls to right. His last trip to the plate missed a homer by about 5 feet. Simmons one of 3 Pioneers with a homer on the season. Elmira with 4 across their opening 30 ball games. 2-2 the count with nobody out. Sliss fires, breaking ball, hit on the ground to second. Ranging over to his forehand side is Walker, the throw to first in time to nab the hustling Simmons for out number 1 in the inning. So here comes the right-handed hitting left fielder, Ben Rohde, to the plate for Elmira. Rohde a pop-up to the shortstop fry in the top of the 3rd, an infield single in the top of the 6th. That broke up Pablo Sainz' no-hitter. Lefty on righty matchup. Sliss comes set. First offering to Ben, breaking ball inside, 1-0. Rohde out of Barry University had a .516 batting average with the Buccaneers in the Division II Suncoast Conference in 2025. One of 3 Elmira Pioneers and the local native of all 3 out of Loudoun, New York. Set the stolen bases record at Elmira High School when he was a member of the Express. Teammates with Brendan Hayes, who you'll see get the start in Game 1 tomorrow against Niagara Falls. Brendan Hayes to go along with Bobby Boying as well, who leads the Pioneers in innings pitched with 30. Now at a 2-2 record after a phenomenal 8-inning outing against Geneva last Sunday. Fastball at the knees from Sliss. Rohde takes for a called strike 1. 2-1 the count, bases empty. Top of the 8th inning with 1 out. Elmira trails by 3. Sliss and the Muckdogs looking to lock down what would be their 4th victory in 5 ball games against the Pioneers this season. Fastball misses low. 3-1 the count on Ben. Sliss fires, chopped. It's a Baltimore chop to the shortstop Fry, who cuts in, fires to first, out of time. An infield single for Rohde, his 2nd of the ball game, 2nd consecutive plate appearance in doing so. And Brendan Hammer comes to the plate with a runner on and 1 out. So it's Hammer rounding out the Pioneers' batting order. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout swinging in the 3rd. Same result in the top of the 5th.
Going around the lead, though, the Tarpscons still ahead of the Ironbacks, 7-1.
First pitch to Brendan. Fastball inside corner, hit high. Hammer taking for a called strike 1.
The Doubledays have taken the lead over the Pilots. They're up 3-1 now. The Americans lead the Red Wings 16-9.
0-1, breaking ball, cut on and missed. Over the outside corner, nice pitch from Sliss, 0-2. Grabowski at the top of the Pioneers' batting order, awaits on deck.
Now at the bottom of the 8th,
0-2 with 1 out, fastball high. Well, the Pioneers are trailing Auburn, who right now taking a drive across the league. Auburn now has taken a 3-2 lead at Colburn Park over the Newark Pilots. Jamestown ahead of Niagara, 7-1. That's the Ironbacks. Tarpskunks looking to win their 19th ball game in their opening 30 to begin 2025. As the 1-2 fastball misses down to Hammer, Brendan working back in the count from 0-2 to 2-2. Solid speed on the bases in Ben Rohde, a .281 hitter who reaches base for the 2nd time of the ball game. He leads off the 1st with 1 out. Lefty on righty matchup. Sliss coming set, 3/4 arm slot from the left side of the rubber. Heaves home a 2-2, breaking ball way high and away. Hammer's worked a full count once again. I mentioned Hammer's .419 batting average, .419 on base percentage, shall I say. One of the reasons why is his ability to work deep in counts. He'll look to get on here with 1 out. Payoff pitch on the way from the southpaw Sliss. Taking off for second's Rhodey on a fastball slap foul. First base side out of play from Brendan. So the count remains full at 3-2.
Hammers worked it from 0-2 to 3-2 and stayed resilient. Pioneers.
Sliss sets.
Base runners and they need them fast.
Payoff pitch with one out. Fastball dribble on the ground, right side of the infield, out of the diving reach, into right field, past the second baseman Walker. A base hit for Hammer. Grabowski represents the tying run, and Elmira's got something cooking here in the top of the 8th. It's Aiden Grabowski, a chance to change the fortunes on his evening. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to conclude Pablo Sainz' outing. As conversation now will happen on the mound. Pioneers and Muckdogs. Game number 5 of 7 on the season between both squads. Elmira will see Batavia from Dunfield next Friday night on July 18th. I'll come back here to Dwyer Stadium on Saturday the 26th of July. A potential playoff preview should the Pioneers be fortunate to grab that final spot. Let's take more of a look at our drive across the rest of the PGCBL. In the East Division, Glens Falls ahead of Oneonta from Eastfield. In Glens Falls, New York, 4-1. The Utica Blue Sox ahead of the Boonville Lumberjacks, 4-2 in the top of the 9th. Mohawk Valley and first place Amsterdam knotted up at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 7th. The Niagara Falls Americans in a football score leading the Geneva Red Wings 17-9. 3-2 Auburn over Newark, as we mentioned, in the bottom of the 8th. Jamestown looking to close down a victory against the Ironbacks, 7-1 in the top of the 9th. And here from Dwyer Stadium, the Batavia Muckdogs ahead 3-0. But a runner in scoring position, 2 runners on, a single plates home run, an extra base hit 2, and a round tripper would tie the ball game up. Key opportunity here for Aiden Grabowski. Shines in the big moments, looking to do so again here. Pio's down 3-0, in search of a big hit. They've been famished of it all evening. 4 hits across 7 1/3 against 3 different Muckdogs pitchers. Lefty on ready matchup. Sliss versus Grabowski, 1 out. As Sliss comes set left side of the rubber. Inching off of second base is Rhodey. Hammer off of first. First offering fastball, cut and a miss from Grabowski, 0-1. A 1 to Grabowski, popped foul. First base side out of play, 0-2, the count on Aiden. Grabowski started the season off with Andy Drum knowing what he could expect out of him. Coming back to Elmira, one of 10 returning players, was great last season in a Pioneers uniform. Continues to be this year. He's been that anchor from the shortstop position. 0-2 on him here with 1 out. As Sliss fires the breaking ball, hit on the ground first, inside third and down the left field line. Rounding third and coming to the plate is Rhodey. He'll score. Hammer gets the wave around third. He's coming to the plate. He's going to score. A 2-run double for Grabowski. And the Pios are on the board, and they cut the deficit to 1. It's now 3-2 in the 8th.
All of a sudden, it's scoring position for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 8th. And that will be all for Jake Sliss.
So Joey Skip Martinez is going to come out to the mound. That's going to do it for Sliss. He lasts a third of an inning, 3 hits, and 2 earned runs as Grabowski's got Elmira in business. Don't go anywhere. A 2-run double off the bat of the Pioneers shortstop has this at a 1-run ball game here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Top of the 8th inning with 1 out, a 3-2 lead for the Muckdogs over the Pioneers. A new pitcher on. It's the right-hander Eric Woodley with the tying run off a second and Aiden Grabowski. It's Ty Martineau, the number 2 hitter, to come to the plate, and he takes a breaking ball backdoor for a called strike 1. Grabowski with a 2-run double down the left field line. He plates both Rhodey and Hammer on the 3rd hit of the inning for Elmira. 2 runs on 3 hits. They now have 5 in the ball game, 5 in the last 2 1/3 innings of work against 4 different Batavia pitchers as the fastball misses inside to Martineau. Following Ty, it continues to be the heart of the Elmira order. It'll be TJ Grimesti in the 3-spot, Brent Baker in the cleanup role. 1-1 the count on Martineau with 1 out. Pioneers only trailing by 1. What a huge swing of momentum this could be to come back and potentially earn a victory. Granted, still some uphill climbing to do in order to earn that, as Martineau takes high and away. 2-1 the count. Pioneers 0-2 here at Dwyer Stadium. A -17 run differential, -22 total. 1-3 against the Muckdogs. Them and the Auburn Double Days. 2 teams ahead of the Pioneers that Elmira's just struggled against so bad, especially on the road this season, that this would be an unbelievable swing of momentum that could echo throughout the course of the PGCBL Western Division. Fouled back from Martineau. He's working the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes against the right-hander out of SUNY Niagara. Teammates with Matt Barr on the Niagara Falls Americans. Also teammates with Nolan Terwilliger of the Elmira Pioneers. Righty on lefty matchup, 2-2 with 1 out. Breaking ball chopped up the middle. Grabowski's going to get to third. The job's done. Fry throws to first in time to retire the hustling Martineau for out number 2. But Grabowski now 90 feet away for TJ Grimesti.
TJ Grimesti up to the dish. And this is the kind of moment.
These are the moments in baseball you live for, folks. Righty on righty matchup, 2 outs. Pioneers down by 1. Top of the 8th inning. Best hitter at the plate in Grimesti. Regular closer in the ball game for Batavia in Eric Woodley.
Eric Woodley, a stud.
What else would you want? Grimesti looking to tie things up. First pitch, breaking ball for a called strike. Grimesti in the ball game's reached base in all 3 plate appearances. A walk in the top of the 1st, a hit batsman in the 4th, and a walk in the 7th. He'll wait 0-1 with 2 out as Woodley sets and fires. Breaking ball high and in tight. TJ takes, and it's a ball and a strike.
Grimesti has reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate. They've been careful. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. First base is open.
1-1. Hit on the ground to shortstop. On 3 hops, Brian Fry throws to first in time to conclude the top of the 8th inning. For the Pioneers, though, they draw closer. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. The 2-run double from Grabowski has this ball game within reach. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back. A new pitcher on. It's the second relief pitcher in the ballgame, third in the game for the Pioneers. It's the right-hander Sam Watts, who was breathing dynamite out of the Elmira bullpen on Wednesday evening against Newark. 5 strikeouts across the final 2 innings to conclude the ballgame. He's on here for the bottom of the 8th inning, going up against the 5, 6, and 7 in the Batavia Muckdogs order. It's Jackson Inman, followed by Omar Carreras and Kyle Vaughn. Here's Inman to step in for the left side of the plate, takes the fastball high and away for ball 1. Inman in the ball game has reached base in all 3 plate appearances, 2 for 2, an RBI single off of Garrett Rochon to open the scoring in the bottom of the 1st. Pioneers have built some momentum heading into the 9th inning, and no time to say, hey, we're just going to be proud. It's time to go out and win a game now. Godowski gets you within striking distance with a 2-run double. You'll have the middle third in the Pioneers order due up in the top of the 9th. Ever so imperative for Sam Watts to mow down through the middle of the Batavia order here in the 8th. As a swing and a miss from Inman levels the count even at a ball and a strike, and the fastball off the plate from Watts. 2 balls and a strike the count on Inman. Inman got plunked his last time to the plate. It was the last batter that Garrett Rochon faced in his outing, and all things considered for Garrett, despite the walks being high, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned through 5+ innings of work, while still striking out 3, keeping the pitch count relatively economical as well. 2-1 fly, left field line foul out of play, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Pioneers in the ball game, 2 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. For the Batavia Muckdogs, they got themselves 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. 2-2 with nobody out. Lefty on righty matchup as Watts comes set and fires. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Sam's 6th strikeout through the last 2 1/3 innings of relief as he retires Inman for out number 1. So here comes the EH, Omar Carreras. He'll bat from the right side against the righty Watts with 1 out and the base is empty. Carreras reached on an E5 from the third baseman Simmons. In the bottom of the 1st, flew out to deep center in the bottom of the 3rd. And a grounder to 3rd in the bottom of the 6th. This one grounded to 3rd, Simmons, the throw across the diamond in time for out number 2. Easy play there for John. 2 quick outs for Sam Watts and the Pioneers in the bottom of the 8th. So that'll bring up the hitman of the game in Kyle Vaughn. Fun, free promotional event they do with Tully's Good Times here in Batavia. Kyle Vaughn looking for his first hit as a Batavia Muckdog. 0 for 3 to begin his career in Batavia this evening as he takes the breaking ball off the outside corner from Sam Watts for ball 1. Vaughn in the ball game, a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the 1st against Rochon. Flew out to left in the bottom of the 4th, and a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the 6th against Gio Valerio. 1-0 breaking ball at the knees. Vaughn takes for a called strike 1. Vaughn not too necessarily thrilled with that call. Count levels. So it'll be a 1-1 from Watts to Vaughn with 2 outs and the base is empty. Pios trail by 1. They'll have the middle 3rd coming to the plate in the top of the 9th as the breaking ball cut on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Kyle Vaughn. Watts was absolutely dominant, as we alluded to Wednesday night. 5 strikeouts versus Newark in 2 innings of work. 1-2 popped foul behind the screen on the breaking ball inside from Watts. Only base runner that Sam allowed was a hit batsman. That came in the top of the 9th inning back on Wednesday. Sam entered Wednesday night's ball game with a 9 ERA. Since then, he's cooled off considerably. Watts now pitching to a 5.4 ERA. 5 innings of work, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. 2-2 line down the left field line. That's trouble. That's going to get down just foul. So Vaughn got a good piece, but yanked it foul. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. From Watts to the right-handed hitting DH with 2 outs. Batavia Muckdogs leading the Elmira Pioneers 3-2. Glad you could join us on this beautiful Friday evening from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia, New York. Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League West Division coming down to crunch time. Game number 31 for both sides tonight. 1-2 line down the left field line like a rocket foul up against the Batavia clubhouse. A good piece from Kyle Vaughn, who's got Sam Watts' number in terms of the breaking ball. He's out early on that. We'll look to see if Sam options with a fastball now. as the count remains 1-2 with 2 outs. Sam sets from the right side of the rubber, kicks and fires. Breaking ball just misses inside, almost caught the backside wallet of Vaughn, and the count levels at 2-2. For Watts, still pitching to an opposing batting average of .316, but came in to Wednesday night's ball game pitching to an opposing batting average around .480. As we've mentioned, has cooled off considerably, allowed only 2 extra base hits through 19 batters to come to the plate against him in 2025. 2-2 breaking ball, called strike 3 as Vaughn slams the bat in frustration. He's retired to conclude a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th for Sam Watts. 2 more strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Piles with their last chance at the top of the 9th. Batavia still ahead 3-2 on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. Eric Woodley remains on the mound, and if that's the final line for Sam Watts, what a fantastic job he did. Through 3 batters faced, a strikeout of the 5-man Jackson Inman, a grounder to third off the bat of Omar Carreras on the first pitch that the Muckdogs extra hitter saw, and then a backwards K on Kyle Vaughn, and a very competitive back-and-forth chess match kind of at-bat between the designated hitter Vaughn and Sam Watts, as Baker takes the 0-1 breaking ball inside corner for a called strike 2. It'll be Baker followed by Dubeck and Palmer. Last chance for Elmira, top of the 9th inning. Batavia leading by a run. 0-2 to Baker outside for ball 1. Brett in the ball game is 0 for 3. A chopper back to the mound in Sains, his first time up. A liner to the second baseman Walker, and a strikeout swinging in the top of the 7th against Irwin's Branch. 1-2 to Baker with nobody out. Fastball off the outside corner. Brett with a good eye. Count runs to 2-2. So from one UMass Dartmouth Corsair to another, Sam Watts, a fantastic 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. Now it's Baker's chance to do it from the offensive side in the top of the 9th. Check swing from Baker. He did not hold up his swing. Home plate umpire calls it himself, says Baker went around. That's strike 3, and that's out number 1 in the top of the 9th inning. So for Brett, he's 0 for 4 in the ball game. 2 strikeouts swinging, a liner and a grounder. 1 out and the base is empty. Righty on righty matchup. It's Eric Woodley against Brandon Dubeck. Woodley working from the left side of the rubber, winds and fires, breaking ball right down Broadway for a called strike 1. Nothing in 1 the count on Palmer with 1 out. 2 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors for the Pioneers. 3 runs on 5 hits and an error for the Batavia Muckdogs. Pioneers will go to Niagara Falls for a doubleheader tomorrow, as Dubeck takes the breaking ball off the outside corner for a called strike 2. So an 0-2 count with 1 out. Dubeck in the ball game, 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging, a strikeout looking, and now 0 for 3 with another strikeout swinging. 2 strikeouts for Woodley in the inning, 2 outs and the base is empty. Elmira down to their final out. It comes in the form of Michael Palmer, the first baseman. Good pitcher's duel of a ball game. Exactly what you'd anticipate between two heated rivals going at it down the stretch. But Elmira in danger of dropping their 4th in 5 ball games to open up the season against the Muckdogs. Check swing from Palmer rather. They say that Mike went around, and Palmer frustrated with that call. Righty on lefty matchup with 2 outs, nothing and 1 the count on the Pioneers' first baseman. His last trip to the plate, he walked in the top of the 7th. 0-1 with 2 outs from Woodley, swing and a miss, and the Pioneers are down to their final strike. So it'll be an 0-2 with 2 outs. Woodley looking to strike out the side and lock down the victory for the Batavia Muckdogs. 0-2 to Palmer inside. Mike just taking the fastball above the letters. 1-2. Woodley gets his sign, comes set. 1-2, Palmer flies it deep down the left field line. That's going to scoop foul into the Batavia bullpen. Mike stays alive at a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss from Palmer, and that'll do it. The Batavia Muckdogs win the ball game 3-2. Woodley strikes out the side in the top of the 9th, and the Pios go quietly after a valiant rally in the top half of the 8th. So in the ball game for your Elmira Pioneers, 2 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. Elmira strands 8 runners on base. For the Batavia Muckdogs, they have 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and Batavia strands 9 runners on base. That'll do it for our coverage tonight on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. But be sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon for a 2 p.m. start time in Game 1 of the doubleheader from Sal Magley Stadium. Your Elmira Pioneers, your Niagara Falls Americans. For now, from Dwyer Stadium in Batavia, New York, I'm Farrell Hudson saying so long and good night. The final score, the Batavia Muckdogs 3, the Elmira Pioneers 2.